All right, friends, it's T and I'm back with another video. It's on Elite Athlete, Dr. Tony Huge's channel. You cannot build super big muscles without, I don't know, without what? This is Tony Huge versus Dylan Gemelli, whatever. All right, let's hear what he has to say. Yeah, buddy.
I'm building a team of like-minded people who want to become superhuman. Join us in pioneering human evolution.
See, he's superhuman. He's gonna build you superhuman, and then that's it.
Evolution and become enhanced.
You gotta become enhanced, broski.
Dylan Gemelli here today with a brand new video for you. Today we're going to talk about carbohydrates for building muscle. Now, when it comes to
Whoa, he's gonna talk about carbohydrates for building muscles. They don't build muscles, bro. But they're gonna build you some sarcoplasmic fake muscles. I told you, the whole industry has you. There's nothing wrong with that, building these fake muscles. They want to entertain you. They know you've been working hard, in your slave job, and then you want to go to the gym, and you want to create these these phony muscles and walk around. You know what I mean? Like, you want a cosmetic look. So they're like, the best way to do that is to, instead of myofibrillar, because we don't want you injuring your muscles all the time, because that's painful. You don't like that, and you can get rhabdo and a bunch of other things, and this is not good for you. And building muscles is not good for you. So we're going to build you some phony muscles called sarcoplasmic hypertrophy muscles, as opposed to myofibrillar muscles. So we'll have you chronically lifting in the gym chronically. You're coming in chronically now, and you're an endurance athlete. So we can absorb these carbs into the muscle. For every gram, 3 grams of water drawn between skin and muscle into the muscle to create these phony muscles. Yeah, man.
Carbohydrates, these are a bodybuilder's primary energy source.
A primary energy source is ATP, and remember, your muscles can load a lot of that ATP. Community section, I posted it there, 500.
Carbs are converted to glycogen, and then they're stored within the muscles to then be used as energy. So there are high glycemic carbs and low glycemic, which are the ones.
There are low glycemic, high glycemic. The ones that you want are complex carbohydrates. Those are the ones that do not spike insulin, and they absorb a lot better into the muscles to give you these phony muscles.
That tend to have a lot more fiber in them. The ones
to grow those phony muscles, remember, glycogen synthesis needs to exceed that breakdown to grow those phony muscles so that you have a nice cosmetic look.
That are high glycemic or called, high.
But remember, you will destroy your health over time doing that. If you keep shooting for sarcoplasmic hypertrophy muscles over time, you're going to end up with a lot of problems. That's why all these bodybuilders and lifters and people and everything, they have a lot of health problems. You go try to wonder, what are the health benefits of lifting? There are no health benefits in weightlifting or fitness or going to the gym or anything. You get better at doing things. But what are the benefits? There are none. There's zero. Now, what are the benefits in injuring muscle fibers and building them? Well, there are benefits there, but I'm not here to discuss that in this video.
GI, which is the glycemic index, are the ones to avoid, or are they? This is a very high area of debate. Now, although the high GI carbs are going to tend to put on fat, they do actually have a place in a bodybuilder's diet. So I'm going to give you
I would call that the herbivore diet, the fake ultra-processed donuts and this, that, whatever. It definitely is going to make you fat because it's going to spike insulin, and you're going to get the fat that's in there is going to turn to fat.
Explanation throughout the video of low and high GI foods.
It's like this. When you're eating a carnivore diet high in fat and protein, well, the fat is not going to make you fat. It's going to use that as an energy source. Burn that.
Now, carbohydrates are also what give bodybuilders a bigger and fuller look when glycogen stores are at their maximum capacity within the
Yes, of course they do. That's that cosmetic look that you're all shooting for, isn't it?
Body. Now, carbs are actually responsible for giving you the energy needed to fuel yourself through really high, vigorous exercise.
Yes, but they're also used to create those phony artificial muscles called sarcoplasmic hypertrophy muscles too.
And carbs are also muscle sparing, so when enough carbs are consumed...
They are muscle sparing for what? You coming in the gym and constantly turning over protein? You're not building any muscle. Without new muscle cells, you can't build muscles.
The body will not break down protein for energy and use the carbs for energy instead.
Well, that could be a bad thing sometimes because you definitely want some proteins to be broken down. You can get DNA damage or something going on there. The body is breaking proteins and rebuilding proteins constantly. It's a well organized thing in the body. You don't want to shut it off for too long, this breakdown. See what I mean? You don't want to shut it off. Now, there is definitely a breakdown in muscle injury. But when it comes to this, the people doing the carbohydrate repetitive lifting and not breaking down proteins by eating too many carbs, that can be a very bad thing. You are going to have benefits, all right. Those benefits are not going to be the ones that you wanted. They're going to be all kinds of metabolic diseases and shit.
Now, carbohydrates cause insulin release, which is extremely
It will also age the shit out of you. It accelerated aging, stress to the body. It stresses the shit out of your body doing that.
beneficial for bodybuilding. And next to testosterone, you could consider insulin the
That's
most.
the whole point about autophagy is to clean out all the bad shit. Shit starts to build up in your body. You want to keep shit in your body? Okay, eat all these carbs and it'll load a lot of this shit. But don't be surprised if your prostate gets big or something, or you have some ovary problem, or your boobs, something going on there, or your ass, or your fucking dick is not working, or some shit, bro. And your glands and your testosterone and your increased estrogen as opposed to testosterone, or women working out increased testosterone, blah, 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 and infertile,
Anabolic hormone within the body. Now, bodybuilders who are trying to gain mass and have trouble doing so would benefit from the insulin spike caused by meals high in simple carbohydrates.
Yeah, you don't benefit from spiking insulin. You don't want the insulin to spike. This is ridiculous, man.
Now, testosterone levels are a very large influence in how carbohydrates are utilized in the body by muscles and other cells. Now, it becomes clear that
No, it's unnatural for you to eat these carbohydrates. Your natural diet is a carnivore diet. Carnivores do not eat carbohydrates. Humans, though, we eat things for taste now. We developed a thing called taste. So we eat for taste. We don't eat for health anymore. That's why we're all fucked up. And so you eating these carbohydrates, nah, man. You don't get a pump when you eat protein, but you'll get a pump, which you're addicted to, this pump. You're all addicted to the pump, to the carbohydrate, the taste, the diet, and eating this crap all day. The problem with protein is it's highly nutrient dense. And so it's really hard to take in all that protein because your cells, they tank. Your cells tank with all these nutrients in it. And you're like, I just can't eat anymore. But you can eat a lot of cakes and carbohydrates because they're devoid of any nutrients. So your body doesn't see it as anything. You can stick a lot of it in your belly, but guess what it's going to turn into? Fat man. Ha 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 ha.
consuming enough carbohydrates is crucial for bodybuilding purposes, but carbohydrate intake needs to be controlled if fat loss is the ultimate goal. Now,
It is going to make you ill eventually when you get older. You will destroy yourself eating these carbs.
I already mentioned that consuming carbs can cause an increase in insulin, which is great for building muscle, right? But insulin also has a role in the storage of free fatty acids in the body. So what this means is that if we keep our insulin levels low, then we will end up with our fuel being primarily fat from our food instead of being stored as fat. This is why lower carbohydrate intake may be preferred when the goal is fat loss. So you've got to keep that in mind. Now, as you
Yeah, you want to lose fat? Go on a carnivore diet.
may already know, there are many different forms of carbohydrates ranging from like your pastas, sugars, and breads to grains, among others. Oftentimes, these carbohydrates are referred as either simple or complex. Now, there is a time and a place where each of them should be used. Okay, for example, simple carbohydrates.
Yeah, complex. The complex are the best. You don't want to eat any simple. You want to eat anything that's unnatural. Eating artificial diets, you'll create an artificial body. It'll look like shit. It'll accelerate aging.
Are going to cause a bigger insulin spike, and they're absorbed extremely rapidly, making them ideal for post-workout consumption, whereas complex carbs are digested slowly over time.
Yes, they are digested over slow time. You could use this as a catalyst to try to build real muscle, if that's what you want, but I wouldn't overconsume on it.
Complex carbs pre-workout will provide a better continuous supply of energy throughout a workout. Now, one important thing that you need to pay attention to with carbohydrates is their glycemic index. A carb's GI
No, really?
rating indicates its digestion rate, all right, and its effect on insulin. Now, glucose has a rating of 100, which means that it is digested almost immediately, and it's going to cause the biggest spike in insulin. Every other form of carbohydrate is compared to glucose with its ratings. So the lower the GI number, the lower
Okay.
amounts of carbohydrates may be needed and are very, very user specific. Okay.
They're not needed, only needed if you want to create these artificial muscles and you're a lifting slave or a gym slave or a fitness slave. You want to come in there and keep lifting weights and you need this energy or something. You want to burn energy like crazy. That is what's forcing you to go to gyms, because you're addicted to these weird things. And you want to go to gyms and burn calories and burn energy and do weird stuff. On a carnivore diet, you would never want to do that. Okay?
So, then we got your high GI, 70 or more, and these are preferred by people looking to gain weight or as a pre-workout. Yeah. Insulin is a hormone that regulates the levels of sugar in your blood. So when you
shouldn't be having any sugar in your blood then.
Given insulin, it doesn't just regulate blood sugar, it's active testosterone, which increases lean size. And this is just another example.
Testosterone increases lean size. Testosterone is a sex drug. What's going to create lean size is you being on a high nutrient diet, which is meat.
People trying to be creative and scientific and your sensitivity levels to whatever the outside stimulus. But
when you're on a high nutrient diet, your testosterone is going to be wacky high, bro. Yeah.
Coaches say publicly and athletes say publicly versus what they really do, and that's why there's so much misinformation on the internet.
Yeah.
You need more carbs.
Look at this stuff. It's got a lot of meat here, I would say, but this is a lot of processed meat over here. Then he has these vegetables that are highly toxic. That's what I discovered. They're highly toxic, man.
I didn't say any of this. Never seen that. Again, tricking.
Highly toxic. This is nasty. Anyways, tell me what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. See you in the next one, my friends. You absolutely cannot build super big muscles without carbs. Yeah, you can't. I can tell you, you can get very dense and very big, but you can't build superly exorbitantly huge, massive muscles without carbs. I seem to have a lot of myofibrillar growth. That's why my muscles are big. I don't move for sarcoplasmic. I'm too old for that. It would destroy me. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.